There might be one here today hiding in plain sight.
Hey. Now I have it on very high authority, very high authority that a very interesting prototype vehicle was sitting out in the wild and no one was paying attention to it at Roadkill Nights this year. And as you saw my dear friend kind of brag about it and stuff, I've kind of been trying to figure out these last few weeks, what exactly was it out there at Roadkill Nights? Was this mystery prototype car of the future? And what if I told you in this video, I think I might have figured out which car it is and how we might be seeing some 426s in the very near future.
We saw a guy pulling out of the CGC and rolled the window down. I said, "Where's the prototype department? We know you got a Viper back there."
There might be one here today hiding in plain sight.
We thought it was yesterday. It was a Charger with all kinds of laptop in it and everything else. We thought maybe
that's probably just a development.
Yeah.
How about going to
Butter was popping hoods on the car. I'm like, we're gonna get us thrown out, dude.
Trust me, there is one hiding here in plain sight.
Okay.
It's not the whip.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're 52,000 friends, and the 56% of you guys who are watching these videos haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And as you can see, my dear friend Tim Kuniskis is tormenting me with the tease of this prototype vehicle that is hiding in plain sight, and no one has figured out exactly what that car is. I'm pretty sure I have a good idea what it is between two different vehicles, and I just wanted to basically make this kind of like an interactive video because I want you guys to let me know down in the comment section down below, what vehicle do you think this prototype vehicle is that is hiding in plain sight? Now, this is not a rumor or speculation or TK's Garage and OC Motivator and myself making things up, doing clickbait for views, all this other nonsense, right? Tim Kuniskis said out his own mouth, actually multiple times. I just showed you footage of maybe the third or fourth time that we had this conversation because I was trying to go like, hey, can you give me a hint? Give me a hint. He would never give me a freaking hint, which is why he torments me with his nonsense.
There might be one here today hiding in plain sight. Hey. Trust me, there is one hiding here in plain sight.
Please believe I tried to talk to a few people and I tried to sneak this answer out to try to figure out exactly what prototype car this is. And here we go. This is September. Roadkill Nights was in August and stuff, and still crickets, and no one is kind of, spilling the beans on exactly what prototype car was at Roadkill Nights. And I tried to basically get out of Tim Kuniskis, but that man is like the 85 Bears, and you're not scoring anything with him trying to get that answer. So I'm just saying. But he did give two clues of exactly what this mystery car is not. Now, the first thing he said that it was not this silver Charger that looked like it had a bunch of stuff hanging out of it, right? It had these bunch of little ports hanging outside of the bumper. And then it had when you looked at the inside of it, it had like a computer on the screen, had that big old yellow button with the red, I guess, kill switch on there. And it was like a 6-pack type car. So I don't know whether that vehicle was actually testing like the regular 6-pack that's like the emissions testing version of that car, or when it was testing maybe a higher horsepower version of the actual Hurricane engine. But I did go in there and I looked up in the wheel well and I did not see anything special or abnormal or let me just say there was no Hemi V8 lurking in the frame rails of that actual vehicle. It's like just a regular plain Jane Hurricane, a bunch of plastic and a small tiny engine.
We thought it was yesterday. It was a Charger with all kinds of laptop in it and everything else. We thought maybe
that's probably just a development.
Yeah.
And the second thing he said it was not was it wasn't that direct connection Ram 1500 that had a whistleblower on it, right? So that kind of narrows it down to what these vehicles wasn't. That Whipple one was something like he said that it's not really a secret that they were doing that. They just didn't have it ready for actual Roadkill Nights, all the price and stuff like that. I guess because they was waiting for like the EO search from CARB, because CARB still is a factor and they still got to go through CARB to get certain things done. That's something we had talked about in another video and stuff. But we know that it's not that development car and it was not that Whipple. So that kind of, like I said, narrows down what this mystery vehicle can be. And I got the sense after a couple conversations that the car was in this main area of Roadkill Nights and not a car that one of the competitors was driving. Because I believe that I was told that the car had been sitting around and people have been walking around it during the media day event, and then the next day during Roadkill Nights when actually everything was happening. So that kind of narrows down how many vehicles that this could actually be, because this footage right here that I kept showing you guys is from the day of actual Roadkill Nights, but I actually was talked to the day before during the media event that there is a special vehicle out there and stuff, and I was trying to figure out exactly what it was. And it's like, you know, I still cannot figure out that day just looking through these limited number of cars. And not every car out there that was shown during Roadkill Night was actually out there during the media event. Like, I'll say half of them wasn't even there. So we'll just go through my footage and stuff of how I have these actual images from basically the media day. So like I said, there's not a lot of vehicles out there and stuff. So I think we can kind of narrow it down on what actual vehicles it could be. So like I said, I got two things that I think this could be, and I want you to know, I want you to let me know down in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this mysterious prototype vehicle that Tim Kuniskis is hinting at? This is not no rumor, not speculation. He said it himself to me at least about 4 or 5 times that there is a prototype vehicle out there, because he knows I like to go and try to dig deep and try to find things out that I shouldn't know. But let me know what you guys think, what you think is going to be this particular vehicle. So let's go ahead and get into this actual first image right here. So now these first 3 vehicles I'm going to show you guys is basically the RHO, this Ram 1500 with the 5.7 Hemi with the e-torque system, and this Hennessy RHO Mammoth or Monolith or whatever you want to call it. The actual Ram 1500, I looked up in the wheel well and I saw like the regular block, and I could have sworn, I think that when we was going around doing the bull riding event, because the bull riding station was right behind his actual vehicles, that the hood was open and you can see the actual e-torque system in this particular truck.
Featuring a very special guest, you, all of you. Welcome to join us. We got Tim Kuniskis over here at Ram doing Ram things. Quite literally doing Ram things. On mechanical Ram. Tim is over there having some fun with some of our influencers. Anybody's welcome to step on up. If you are an influencer on any scale, we'd love to see you over there as well. Get in on the 9 seconds.
And then the RHO, before the hood was open in that, I went and looked in the wheel well and I saw that, yeah, it looked like just a regular Hurricane engineer, because I was thinking like, hey, maybe this is a TRX in disguise, but no, it was a RHO. And I think the hood was open in this one here. I can't necessarily remember because I didn't take video footage of it, but yeah, I remember looking and seeing that, yeah, this was a RHO with a Hurricane engine in there. And then that Hennessy one that was off in the corner and stuff, I didn't get too good of a look at that particular vehicle and stuff, but I'm pretty sure that is a regular Hennessy package RHO, because that was like a new product they just came out with, I think in the last month or two. And so I wouldn't think that they're gonna have like a special prototype vehicle hiding within a brand new product that they're launching and stuff. They had like another Hennessy product there. It was like a Hennessy Charger that was at like another vendor booth. So I don't think that particular vehicle has really anything special in there, unless we're going to count the fact that Tim Kuniskis was down at Hennessy's headquarters and they had like a I think like a 1500 horsepower or 17, I think it's 1700 horsepower D170 engine that they did like a twin turbo kit for. So maybe Dodge is working with Hennessy for a special engine package. Don't know. It'd be very interesting, especially if it's like for a Gen 4 Hemi. And I made a video about the Gen 4 Hemi right here that you can go check out. Now, the next vehicle I'm going to show you guys is these Charger 6-packs. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, none of these 6-pack cars have Hemis in them. Let's just say that I found out how some hoods open up in these cars and nothing looked out of the ordinary. They were all just basically 6-pack Hurricanes. So unless they have a higher horsepower Hurricane engine in them, there's nothing really to tell the difference between that and the ones that are actually in those vehicles and stuff, right? Because I already know there's a project going on for them to make a 700 to 800 horsepower Hurricane engine inline 6. So there's no way I can tell whether or not one of these cars were one of those particular prototypes or not. But let's just say I know for a fact that none of them had Hemis in there. Because trust me, I was looking for Chargers with Hemis in them, right? There was also some Charger Daytonas that was out there at Roadkill Nights, sitting in a little area, parked around and stuff, some 2-door and 4-door versions. I know one version was being basically like a little test bench where Alpine had like a subwoofer system. So I know definitely that's not a prototype. There was another one that had like a car seat in there. So definitely somebody was definitely testing that car. But unless it was like maybe like a prototype for the Banshee with the 2-speed transmission and the higher voltage and stuff, not like you can really just look at the car and say, oh yeah, that's a Banshee, whatever, right? So there's not really that much you can tell with those actual 6-pack cars and those Daytonas, but I mean, I'm just hoping that none of them are just what the actual prototype car is, right? The only other vehicle that's kind of like odd to me is this burgundy, basically Dodge truck or Ram truck, whatever you want to call it. I noticed it had like 8 lugs on there, so I'm thinking with this particular truck right here, it has basically like maybe like a Ram 2400 chassis on there, and I think this is like a diesel swap truck. But this particular Charger right here is one that looked very suspicious to me, and I think this right here is my first clue to what I think might have been the prototype vehicle, because it like it has a bunch of modern Dodge Challenger parts on there, right? Like at Challenger headlights, they might have basically just worked the daggone tail lights and stuff and use the circuit boards out there, because I know a guy who can basically take the circuit boards out of the regular Challenger tail lights and put them into the old 68, 69 Charger tail lights and stuff. And it basically, if you look at it, has like 426 emblems and stuff, 426 engine, has like the red eye wheels, like it's got the devil's rim, whatever. So it has like a bunch of cues from the modern car. So I'm hoping that this vehicle, if you have like a previous Hellcat, red eye, super stock Demon 170, that you get this bolt-on kit maybe from Direct Connection with a 426 drop straight in, E85, whatever, and it works boom with your regular ECM. And I don't know, maybe warranty, maybe street legal, whatever. But I think this would be an awesome case if that's the situation with a particular car, because imagine if you get a 426 Elephant, you're gonna have like 1100 horsepower on E85, and then you're gonna have instantly more horsepower than the C801, and this is like a factory direct connection option. I think this would be pretty cool. So I'm hoping that maybe a 426 is definitely possible. Hopefully this car is like that prototype car that Tim Kuniskis teased me and TK OC Motivator to go find at that event and stuff. And if that's not the case, my only other option that I think that could be the actual prototype vehicle out there, especially since it's Tim Kuniskis and Ram and stuff, that maybe the prototype vehicle that he was talking about is probably one of these Ram street trucks, because we know that the 5.7 Hemi had just been announced and is going back into the Ram trucks. I told you guys in previous videos that they were talking about putting a 392 on, I think maybe a Hellcat engine inside one of these Ram 1500s, not a TRX, not an RHO, but an actual Ram 1500, basically like the Limited, the Longhorn, and the Tungsten models and stuff. They'll get like the 392s and the Hellcats and stuff. So I know that's been something that I told you guys in previous videos, and then I did another video where I told you guys that Ram actually made that decision to move forward with that, and it should be available sometime in the first half of next year. And if that is the case, then it has to be a prototype truck running around somewhere. So maybe one of these Ram 1500s that was there at Roadkill Nights is the actual prototype street truck that's running around with a more potent Hemi in there. So it's not like we could really tell whether or not one of these actual Ram 1500s out there was, you know, running a 392, or I mean, you could tell if it had a Hellcat engine there by the blower line and stuff, but maybe one of these trucks, one of the Ram 1500s had 392 in there. We just couldn't tell about it because they probably just had a badge with a regular symbol or protest badge, or they might have had like a Limited or something out there. Cause I could have sworn I saw like 3 or 4 trucks sitting out there running around that was basically, you know, just regular plain Jane Ram 1500. So I'm hoping that that's the case, that these are my 2 options that I think that is going to be the actual prototype vehicle that Tim Kuniskis talk about, either this 426 car or a Ram street truck. And I don't know exactly which one is which, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What vehicle did I show you guys in this video do you guys think is the prototype vehicle that Tim Kuniskis was talking about? Do you think it's one of these Chargers running around with a more potent Hurricane engine inside of there? Do you guys think it's this 426 car? Do you guys think it's like, you know, some other vehicle that I missed? Because if you went to Roadkill Nights and you see all the vehicles there, which one do you guys think is the one that's like hiding something special? Tim Kuniskis already told us it's not the Ram truck with the actual Whipple in there. He told us it's not the actual Charger with the all that test and stuff that I showed you guys videos of. But hey, let me know what you guys think. And if you want to check out a video about the 426 Hemi and how I think that is something that Ram should go forward with, especially Dodge, you can check this video right here. And until the next time, I'm out.